Okay, hello. Um, I'm still on the topic of pi here, and so if you saw the last video with Brother Dana, this is kind of almost, it's just weird the way these things come up in little clusters. Anyway, DrSavage had this post on his channel. Let me read it. The largest human pi symbol consists of 589 students and teachers from Karl Gauss Grammar School, Frankfurt, blah blah blah, on 14th March 2014. Okay. What do I want to say about it? These numbers right here. I left a comment. I basically, if you don't even want to watch this video, you can just go read this comment. In fact, there's a little error in it. I just reread through it. But let me read through my comment, and then we'll actually go back to and go through some of this stuff. Okay. So anyway, what I mentioned here is 589 is the 11th, 12th, and 13th pi numbers. Okay. So if we go, let me show you this. So we'll work through this comment of why this is interesting. So if we come down here, we're looking at two sets of numbers in here. So don't get too confused. We're looking at this set. This is to do with pi. This is the pi cycle. This is where this cycle actually starts, right here. Okay, and you can see the numbers of pi, and it carries on around, blah blah blah, right? So this is our pi cycle, and this is the middle of the table that we have here. X marks the spot for perfect balance here, 4 4. Okay, Easter this year is on 4 5. Okay. Anyway, I also have down here the first 24 digits of the transcendental number pi. So this is something completely different, apart from the very start of the number is similar to the pi cycle, okay, which is what we've got up here in blue. We're looking at this red number down here, and what you'll notice is the number of students actually show up, like we just said, in the 11th, 12th, and 13th position of pi. Okay, so this gets a bit confusing when we talk about the pi cycle and actual pi. Okay, but this set of numbers here now translates or ties in with the same position as this set of numbers, 944. Okay, so we have the number of students referencing back to the pi cycle 944. Okay, in the context that we have it in this table. Now let's now take a look at, let's go back to this, let's see what else I've put here. Okay, so I've mentioned it corresponds with 944 in the cycle. Okay, and so we've got some interesting dates coming up. Okay, because we've been looking at 49 and 44, and I put also that 44 is the I've put 49th day of the year. That should really be say 94th day of the year. Whoops. Anyway, you get the idea. And when we look at balancing numbers in the pi cycle, 44 balances 55, which is Easter. Okay. And so if we have this number that's in here, look. So if we have this number in here, this is, if we look at it as the 94th day of the year, and we look at Easter being on 4/5, so Easter Sunday is 4/5, then this makes this Saturday. The Sabbath, okay, is 4/4, the 94th day of the year. Okay, so these students are referencing out to potentially that date, okay, of 4/4, the 4th of April, which is the Sabbath, and that is when Jesus is in the tomb. Okay, and the tomb is the black, is being in the eclipse. Yeah, it's the tomb is black, so this is the Black Sabbath. Okay, now coincidentally, and I put it in my comment here. Coincidentally, what I've put is blah blah blah. 4-4 in this respect represents being in the tomb on Sabbath, Black Sabbath. Ozzy Osbourne in Black Sabbath, and he dies on what? 7/22. And yes, and if you divide 22 by 7, it's an approximation for pi, 3.14. Okay, cheers. All right. So anyway, I didn't do much more. DrSavage got back to me and said, "Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Whatever, you know." He did the add up. He said if you go from the decimal place, 10, 11, and 12 digits, if you add those up, you get to 33, which is super significant, of course, with Easter. Okay, and the death and resurrection of Christ, 33. Anyway, I thought, I just thought to myself, I'm going to just check and see how many days it is from our big day of the Hoover Dam on 4/9 this year, and just see how many days that is through back to that when they did that event. Okay. Anyway, as you can see here, and I'll show you the number jumps in the machine, the calculator. Sorry. Let me just put it in so we can look at it. It'll be easier. So I went from when they did the event, okay, through to 4/9 this year, and lo and behold, it's 4409 days. That is just absolutely mental, to say the least. Because of course this is all synchronized as well. So if you go back on your day, yeah, 4/4's on 4404, 03, 05, Easter, pretty darn cool. But you see that number of students is also encoding. That's encoding that number in the middle of the table, okay, with the 944 in the other direction. Now we have a number jump from when they did that thing that ties us back with that bit of encoding back to the date 9449. Absolutely blooming mental, to say the least. I thought I'd just stick Madonna in as well because she has this connection to pi. I stuck Madonna in. Went out to pi this when they did that Guinness record there. 2,900 weeks. Well, interesting. 666 months, 27 days, and also 20300 days as well. The 29, obviously, very interesting because of all the white wedding stuff. I don't know what else to say about it. Let me just show you the dartboard so you can see why, you know, one of the reasons why Madonna ties into pi so much. If you look at her birthday, you know, let's do this. If you look at her birthday here, yeah, 816. What's it opposite? It's opposite the numbers of pi. If you read that backwards, 314. Okay, and this is what, a big bloody pi. Okay, so super duper interesting for sure. You know, I don't know what else to say about it really. Yeah, I don't know. While I'm here, I'll set this up for the next video actually. If you know, because there's 9/11 in here and, you know, all kinds of other things you can pick out of here, but we're going to be looking at, in the next video again, we're going to do some stuff tying back to 4/9 again. And if we just come through the 4/9 here and just go straight, if I can just go straight, you'll see the numbers that are involved with the numbers that are closest to 4/9. Okay. And really the numbers really close is the 5 and the 1. Okay, that is pretty interesting because of course when you go back to this chart here and you're dealing with pi again, guess what pi cycle starts on when it's in the middle of the table? It starts 5/1, May Day. Note that in Back to the Future, with the pi symbolism, what do they stick on the side of the wall there as well? the maypole. There's really, you could look at it. There's two references to it: the lamppost and the barber pole sign. Okay, for May Day. I think I'm going to leave that there. That decode. Pretty interesting though, really. Crazy, isn't it? And again, don't forget Madonna has the 4-9. This is down here. This is golden ratio. This is 5, and this is the first 24 digits. And you'll notice that when you get to the middle of the table again here, 4-9 is there for Madonna as well. But this is what makes me think that Madonna might be on 4-4, is because it's the day before the rebirth of Christ. It's the day before Easter. So for the Madonna Mary character to die on 4-4 would be extremely crazy. Extremely crazy. I know I've got a date coming up, the 31st of March as well, which is really interesting because Madonna will be this age, the tunnel age, 24,700 days old, I think is what she is on that date. And that all ties into Train Spotting with Hugh McGregor's birthday is 3/31. There was a bunch of other tie-ins, but this is where the tank is sat in GoldenEye when it shoots the train, which has this number on the side, and the tank has this number on the side, and it forms the Cross of Christ right there at the middle of this thing. Super duper interesting. Yeah. Don't know what else to say. That's it. Yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Alright, I've got one more decode to do tonight. Alright, cheers. Alright, bye.